Hello, we're excited to show you our native speech capabilities. Welcome back to the English journey. Today, we are exploring a light that can guide you through any storm, the power of positivity. I'm Anna.
And I'm Abel. We all face hard times. I had a very difficult day yesterday. But today, we want to show you how to stay positive using simple English.
Abel, before we begin, I want to say something to everyone listening right now. If you are having a hard day, a hard week, or even a hard month, we want you to know something very important. You are not alone. Everyone goes through difficult times. Every single person on this planet has bad days.
That is so true, Anna. And I think sometimes when we are in the middle of a difficult time, we feel like we are the only person in the world who is struggling. But that is never true. Millions of people are going through something hard right now, just like you. And that is why we wanted to make this episode today.
Exactly. Today we are going to talk about positivity. Now, what does positivity mean? Positivity is a way of thinking. It means you try to see the good things in life, even when life is not perfect. It does not mean you ignore your problems. No, not at all. It means you choose to also see the good things that exist around you.
I like that explanation, Anna. Positivity is not about pretending everything is fine. It is about balance. Yes, something bad happened, but also something good might be happening too. You just need to look for it, and sometimes you need to look very carefully.
That is a wonderful point. Now, Abel, you said you had a very difficult day yesterday. Would you like to share a little bit about that with our listeners?
Yes, I would. So, yesterday was a really tough day for me. The word tough means difficult or hard. Yesterday morning, I woke up late. My alarm did not work, so I was late for an important meeting. Then in the afternoon, my computer stopped working. I lost some of my work, and in the evening, I received some bad news from a friend. So the whole day felt heavy. It felt like nothing was going right.
Oh, Abel, I am sorry to hear that. That does sound like a very challenging day, and I think many of our listeners can understand that feeling. You know that feeling when one bad thing happens, and then another bad thing happens, and then another. It feels like the whole world is against you.
Yes, exactly. It feels like that. But here's the thing. Last night, before I went to sleep, I sat down quietly and I thought about my day again. But this time, I tried to think about it differently. I tried to find something good in my bad day. And you know what? I found something.
Really? Tell us, what did you find?
Well, when my computer stopped working, my colleague helped me. She spent 2 hours helping me fix the problem. And during those 2 hours, we talked a lot. We shared stories, we laughed, and I realized that I have a really good colleague, a really kind person. I'd never spent that much time talking to her before. So yes, my computer broke. That was bad. But I also made a stronger friendship, and that was good.
Abel, that is a beautiful example. And you know what? What you just described has a special name. It is called finding the silver lining. Let me explain this expression. A silver lining. Imagine a big, dark cloud in the sky. The cloud is very dark and gray. It looks scary. But sometimes, if you look carefully at the edge of the cloud, you can see a thin line of silver light. That silver light is the sunlight behind the cloud. That thin line of light is called the silver lining.
So the dark cloud is the bad situation, and the silver lining is the small good thing hiding inside the bad situation.
Exactly right. Every dark cloud has a silver lining. This is a very famous English expression. It means that even in bad situations, there is usually something small and good. You just have to look for it. And sometimes finding that small good thing can change the way you feel about the whole situation.
I love that expression, the silver lining. So when my computer broke, the dark cloud was losing my work, but the silver lining was making a new friend. That is a very good way to think about things.
It really is. And I want our listeners to try this today. Think about something bad that happened to you recently. Maybe you were stuck in traffic, maybe you had an argument with someone, maybe you felt sick. Now try to find the silver lining. What small good thing came from that bad situation? Maybe when you were stuck in traffic, you listened to a good song on the radio. Maybe after the argument, you understood the other person better. Maybe when you were sick, someone took care of you and showed you love.
Those are great examples, Anna. And I think the more you practice finding the silver lining, the easier it becomes. It's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets.
That is a perfect comparison. Now, I want to talk about another important idea. It is called reframing. Reframing. This is a very useful word. Let me explain it. A frame is the border around a picture. You know, when you have a photo on the wall, there's a wooden or metal border around it. That is the frame. Now, reframing means putting a new frame around the same picture. The picture does not change, but the way you see it changes because the frame is different.
So, in real life, reframing means looking at the same situation in a different way. The situation does not change, but the way you think about it changes.
Perfectly explained, Abel. Let me give you an example. Imagine someone says, "This is a terrible problem. I cannot handle it." That's one way to look at the situation. But now let's reframe it. Instead of saying, "This is a terrible problem," you say, "This is a challenge that will help me grow." Do you see the difference?
Yes, the situation is the same, but the words are different, and the feeling is different too. When you say problem, you feel heavy and tired, but when you say challenge, you feel strong and ready.
Exactly. Words are very powerful. The words you use can change the way you feel. Let me give you another example. Imagine a student of English says, "I am bad at English. I will never learn this language." That feels very negative, right? It feels hopeless. But now let's reframe that thought. Instead, the student says, "I am a beginner who is getting better every day." Can you feel the difference?
Oh, I can feel it completely. The first sentence makes you want to give up. The second sentence gives you hope. It gives you energy to keep going. Reframing is really powerful.
It really is. And I want all our listeners to practice reframing this week. When you catch yourself thinking a negative thought, stop, take a breath, and try to reframe that thought. Change the words, make them more positive, make them more hopeful. You will be surprised at how much better you feel.
And Anna, I think this connects to English learning in a very important way. Many English learners feel frustrated when they make mistakes. They feel embarrassed when they forget a word. They feel sad when they can't understand a native speaker. But we can reframe all of those feelings.
Absolutely. Let's do that right now. Instead of saying, "I forgot the word, I'm so stupid," you can say, "I forgot the word, but next time I will remember it because I'm learning." Instead of saying, "I made a grammar mistake, everyone thinks I'm foolish," you can say, "I made a grammar mistake, and that's perfectly normal. Every mistake helps me improve."
And instead of saying, I can't understand native speakers, I will never be fluent, you can say, I can't understand everything yet, but every day I understand a little bit more. I am making progress.
Beautiful. I love that word, Abel. Progress. Progress means moving forward, even if it's slow. You don't need to run, you just need to keep walking. As long as you're moving forward, you are making progress.
That reminds me of another important word, resilience. Anna, can you explain this word to our listeners?
Of course, resilience is a very beautiful and important word. Resilience means the ability to get back up after you fall down. Imagine a tree in a strong storm. The wind blows very hard. The tree bends. It bends very far, but it doesn't break. And when the storm is over, the tree stands up straight again. That tree has resilience.
So resilience is about being strong during difficult times, not strong like a rock that never moves, but strong like a tree that can bend without breaking.
That is a wonderful way to explain it. And every person listening to this podcast has resilience. Think about your life. Think about all the hard things you've been through. You are still here. You are still learning. You are still trying. That's resilience. You should be very proud of yourself.
I agree with Anna completely. If you're listening to this right now, you have survived every single bad day in your life. That's a 100% success rate. That's incredible.
I love that, Abel. A 100% success rate. That is so true and so powerful. Now, let's talk about another very important topic. It is called the gratitude habit. Gratitude means feeling thankful. When you feel thankful for something, you feel gratitude. And a habit is something you do regularly, again and again, until it becomes a natural part of your life.
So the gratitude habit is the practice of regularly thinking about the things you are thankful for.
Exactly. And here's a very interesting thing. Scientists have studied gratitude. They have done research, and they have discovered that when you regularly practice gratitude, it actually changes your brain. It changes the chemistry inside your brain. Your brain starts to produce more happy chemicals. You begin to feel calmer. You begin to feel more hopeful. You begin to sleep better. You begin to feel less stressed.
That is amazing. So just by thinking about the things we are thankful for, we can actually change the way our brain works?
Yes, it's true. And the best part is that it's very simple to do. Here's what I recommend. Every night before you go to sleep, take a notebook, or you can use your phone, and write down 3 things you are thankful for. Just 3 things. They don't need to be big things. They can be very small things.
Can you give us some examples, Anna?
Of course, here are some examples of small things you can be thankful for. You can be thankful for a warm cup of coffee in the morning. You can be thankful for a phone call from a friend. You can be thankful for a sunny day. You can be thankful for a good meal. You can be thankful that your body is healthy. You can be thankful for a comfortable bed. You can be thankful for music that makes you happy. You can be thankful for clean water to drink. These are all small things, but they are all wonderful things.
You know, Anna, when I hear you list those things, I realize that I have so many things to be thankful for. Sometimes when we are having a bad day, we focus only on the negative things. We forget about all the good things that are already in our life.
That is exactly the point, Abel. Our brain has a natural tendency to focus on the negative. Scientists call this the negativity bias. Our brain pays more attention to bad things than to good things. This was useful thousands of years ago when humans needed to be aware of danger, but today it can make us feel unhappy. The gratitude habit helps us fight this negativity bias. It trains our brain to notice the good things too.
That makes a lot of sense. So by writing down 3 things every night, we are training our brain to be more balanced, to see the good and the bad, not just the bad.
Exactly. And I have been doing this for 2 years now. Every single night, I write down 3 things I am thankful for. And I can tell you honestly that it has changed my life. I feel happier. I feel more peaceful. I notice beautiful things around me that I never noticed before. A bird singing outside my window, the color of the sky at sunset, the smile of a stranger on the street.
That is truly inspiring, Anna. I want to start doing this tonight. I'm going to write down 3 things I am thankful for before I go to sleep.
I am so happy to hear that, Abel. And I want everyone listening to try this too. Start tonight, just 3 things, and do it every night for 1 week. After 1 week, see how you feel. I think you will notice a difference.
Now, Anna, let us talk about some practical tips for staying positive during hard times, because it's easy to be positive when everything is going well. The real challenge is staying positive when life is difficult.
That is a very important point. So let's share some practical tips. These are things you can actually do today, right now, to help you stay positive during hard times. The first tip is this: control what you can and let go of what you cannot control.
I think this is one of the most important lessons in life. There are things in life that we can control, and there are things in life that we cannot control. For example, I cannot control the weather. I cannot control other people's opinions. I cannot control the economy. These things are outside of my control.
But you can control your attitude. You can control how you react to situations. You can control what you eat. You can control how much sleep you get. You can control whether you study English today or not. You can control whether you are kind to someone today or not. These things are inside your control.
So the tip is to focus your energy on the things you can control and stop worrying about the things you cannot control. When you do this, you feel so much more powerful. You feel so much more calm.
Exactly. Many people waste their energy worrying about things they cannot change, and that makes them feel helpless and tired. But when you focus only on what you can control, you feel strong, you feel empowered. Empowered is a beautiful word. It means feeling like you have the power to do something. You feel capable, you feel strong.
I love that word, empowered. Now, what is the second tip, Anna?
The second tip is to surround yourself with positive people and positive audio. The word surround means to put things all around you. So surround yourself with positive people means keep positive people close to you. Spend time with people who encourage you. Spend time with people who make you laugh. Spend time with people who believe in you.
And if you do not have many positive people around you right now, that's okay. You can listen to positive audio, like this podcast. You can listen to motivational speakers, you can listen to happy music, you can listen to audiobooks that inspire you. The important thing is to fill your mind with positive messages.
That is right. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant in it will grow. If you plant negative thoughts, negativity will grow. If you plant positive thoughts, positivity will grow. So be careful about what you put into your mind. Choose positive input whenever you can.
I really like that comparison. Your mind is like a garden. That's very easy to remember. Now, what is our third tip, Anna?
The third tip is my personal favorite. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to yourself like you are your own best friend. This is so important, and many people forget to do this.
Can you explain what you mean, Anna?
Of course, think about your best friend. If your best friend came to you and said, "I had a terrible day. I made so many mistakes. I feel awful." What would you say to them? Would you say, "Yes, you are terrible. You always make mistakes. You will never succeed"? Of course not. You would never say that to your best friend.
No, never. I would say something like, "It's okay. Everyone has bad days. Tomorrow will be better. I believe in you. You're doing a great job."
Exactly. You would be kind. You would be gentle. You would be encouraging. So why don't we talk to ourselves that way? Many people are very kind to their friends, but very cruel to themselves. They say terrible things to themselves inside their head. Things like, "I am not good enough. I am a failure. I will never succeed."
That is so true. I do that sometimes. I say harsh things to myself that I would never say to another person.
And today, I want you to stop doing that. From today, I want you to treat yourself like your own best friend. When you make a mistake, say to yourself, "It is okay. I am learning. I will do better next time." When you feel tired, say to yourself, "I need rest, and that is perfectly fine. I will take care of myself." When you feel sad, say to yourself, "It is okay to feel sad. This feeling will pass. Better days are coming."
That is beautiful advice, Anna. And I think this also connects to learning English. Many English learners are very harsh with themselves. They get angry when they make a mistake. They feel ashamed when they cannot find the right word. But that is not helpful. Being kind to yourself is much more effective.
Absolutely. When you are kind to yourself, you feel safe. And when you feel safe, your brain learns better. Scientists have proven this. Stress and fear make learning harder, but feeling calm and safe makes learning easier. So being kind to yourself is not just nice, it actually helps you learn English faster.
That is fascinating. So if you want to learn English faster, be nice to yourself. Do not punish yourself for mistakes. Celebrate your progress instead.
Exactly. Celebrate every small victory. Did you learn a new word today? Celebrate. Did you understand a sentence in English? Celebrate. Did you have a short conversation in English? Celebrate. Every small step is important. Every small step is progress.
Now, Anna, I want to talk about one more important word before we finish. The word is optimism. Optimism. Can you explain this word?
Yes, optimism is the belief that good things will happen in the future. An optimistic person looks at the future with hope. They believe that things will get better. Even when things are bad right now, an optimistic person says, "This is temporary. Better days are coming."
And the opposite of optimism is pessimism. A pessimistic person always expects the worst. They think bad things will happen. They think nothing will ever improve. That is a very sad and tiring way to live.
It is. And the good news is that optimism is something you can learn. You do not have to be born optimistic. You can train your brain to be more optimistic. How? By practicing the things we talked about today. Find the silver lining, practice reframing, write your gratitude list, surround yourself with positive people, be kind to yourself. All of these things will help you become a more optimistic person.
I also want to mention one more word, Anna: endurance. Endurance means the ability to continue doing something difficult for a long time. Running a marathon requires endurance. Learning a new language requires endurance. Going through a hard time in life requires endurance. And endurance grows stronger when you have positivity and optimism in your heart.
That is so well said, Abel. Endurance and positivity go hand in hand. When you believe that things will get better, you find the strength to keep going. When you focus on the good things in your life, you find the energy to continue. Positivity is not just about feeling happy, it's about finding the strength to keep moving forward, even when the road is difficult.
And I want to say something to everyone who is going through a difficult time right now. Maybe you are having problems at work. Maybe you are having problems with your family. Maybe you are struggling with money. Maybe you are feeling lonely. Maybe you are dealing with health issues. Whatever you are going through, please remember this: hard times do not last forever. They feel like they will last forever, but they will not.
That is so true. I want to share one of my favorite sayings. It is very simple, but it is very powerful. The darkest hour is just before the dawn. Do you know what this means, Abel?
Yes, it means that when things feel the worst, when everything feels the most dark and hopeless, that is often the moment just before things start to get better. The dawn is the moment when the sun starts to rise in the morning, so the darkest part of the night comes right before the sun comes up.
Exactly. So if you're in your darkest hour right now, please hold on. The sun is about to rise. Better days are coming. You just need to hold on a little bit longer. You just need to keep going a little bit more. And one day, you will look back at this difficult time and say, I made it through. I am stronger now because of that experience.
And you know what, Anna? I think that's one of the most amazing things about hard times. They make us stronger. They teach us lessons we could never learn in easy times. They show us what we are truly made of. They show us how strong we really are.
Yes, there's a word for that: perspective. Perspective means the way you see something. When you're in the middle of a storm, your perspective is limited. You can only see the rain and the wind, but after the storm passes, your perspective changes. You can see the rainbow. You can see the clear sky. You can see how strong you were to survive the storm.
And that new perspective is a gift. It's something you carry with you for the rest of your life. So, to everyone listening, your hard times are not wasted. They are giving you wisdom. They are giving you strength. They are giving you a new perspective that will help you in the future.
Now, before we end today's episode, I want to do a quick review of everything we talked about. First, we talked about the silver lining. This means finding one small good thing inside a bad situation. Remember, every dark cloud has a silver lining. Look for it.
Second, we talked about reframing. This means changing the way you think about a situation. Instead of saying, "This is a problem," you say, "This is a challenge that will help me grow." The situation stays the same, but your feelings change.
Third, we talked about the gratitude habit. Every night, write down 3 things you're thankful for. This simple practice can change your brain chemistry and make you a happier person.
Fourth, we shared some practical tips for hard times. Control what you can and let go of what you cannot. Surround yourself with positive people and positive audio, and be kind to yourself like your own best friend.
And finally, we talked about important vocabulary words: positivity, silver lining, reframing, gratitude, resilience, optimism, endurance, perspective, empowered, and progress. These are not just words for your English vocabulary. These are words for your life.
I also want to add one more thing, Anna. If you are listening to this podcast, you are already doing something amazing. You are learning English. That takes courage. That takes dedication. That takes hard work. And we are so proud of you. Every minute you spend listening, every word you learn, every sentence you practice, you are getting closer to your goal.
We believe in you. Even on the days when you don't believe in yourself, we believe in you. Even on the days when English feels too hard, remember that you have already come so far. Do not give up. Keep going. Keep listening. Keep practicing. Keep learning. The world needs your voice, and your voice is becoming stronger every single day.
And remember, the sun always rises after the darkest night. No matter what you are going through right now, morning is coming. Light is coming. Better days are coming. Hold on to hope. Hold on to positivity and keep moving forward.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We hope this episode brought some light into your day. If it did, please share it with a friend who might need to hear these words. Sometimes a little bit of positivity shared with another person can change their whole day.
And if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to The English Journey and leave us a comment. Tell us one thing you are thankful for today. We would love to read your answers. Your gratitude might inspire someone else who is reading the comments.
Until next time, take care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Practice your English, and always, always remember to look for the silver lining.
Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode. Stay positive, stay strong, and keep learning. We believe in you.
Goodbye, friends. And remember, you are not alone on this journey. We're walking with you, one step at a time, one word at a time, toward a brighter and more beautiful tomorrow.